Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning. This is the time set for the 2 a.m. initial appearance calendar on August 26, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that was given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. I will call you each one at a time to the podium. I'll provide a second name to sit in the chair outside of this room. I will let you know what you are here for, if I have appointed an attorney, if you have a bond, and what your release conditions are. If we could start with Danny Sanchez to the podium and Breck Walker to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Danny Sanchez, 06/15/1984.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here for two cases. Your first case is a justice court warrant from Desert Ridge, and it looks like you failed to comply with some classes or pay some fines.
Payment, yeah.
It looks like it's a 2021 charge for acting without a license.
Okay.
In that case, I'm going to appoint an attorney. You'll have an arraignment hearing in the Desert Ridge Justice Court August 29th at 8:30, and you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50 in that case. But you're here on a second case. That case is a direct complaint. I'll give you an opportunity to speak in just a moment. You're here on a direct complaint that was filed. That one has an offense date of December 12th, 2023. It's for one count of taking the identity of another, a Class 4 felony, and one count of contracting without a license, a Class 1 misdemeanor.
Yes.
I'm going to appoint an attorney in this case as well, and this case will take place in the downtown Superior Courthouse.
Yes.
You'll have a status conference September 2nd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30.
Okay.
However, in this case, they are holding you non-bondable.
Okay.
So although you have a bond on that first case, even if you post it, you're not going to be released because you're being held non-bondable on these charges. Do you have a question?
I do. I filed the motion for that, and I was in custody. This is the only reason why I missed it. And the 11 cases before that, I've always presented myself in court. So my fight is for bond.
So they received your motion and they granted it and set a hearing, and then you failed to appear at that hearing, and as a result.
I was in custody of Pinal County, and I got arrested for that warrant, ma'am, and brought to Pinal County for this specific case. When they brought me here, you saw me for Desert Ridge and didn't address this, but I was pulled over on that felony warrant. So before that, a week before that, I filed the motion. So the motion for this warrant right now is while I was in custody. So they gave me a court date on my release date, I believe was my actual court date. And that's in files. So like I said before that, I know that I'm held on non-bond, but I've attended all 11 cases on my own.
Well, you're going to have to address that with the judge that set the no bond in this case. And that hearing is going to take place on September 2nd at 8:30.
So I have to stay in custody till then?
You'll stay in custody until at least September 2nd. At that time, they'll address the judge who set the
I have a job and I have 50% custody with kids at a hotel, ma'am. Is there any way that I could address my affairs and turn myself in?
Unfortunately, that's not an option, sir. You do have a warrant that is non-bondable. You've been picked up on that warrant, so you will have to wait to see that judge on September 2nd to address these issues. You will have access to a phone here in a little bit when you get back to processing if you need to address any of those things. If you'll step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Thank you, sir. Breck Walker to the podium. Lorenzo Del Sol to the chair. Which Walker, Your Honor? Breck Walker. Okay. May I get your name and date of birth?
Breck Walker, 5283.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a warrant from Pinal County Superior Court. It is for a probation violation. I am going to appoint counsel and set an arraignment hearing August 29th at 8:30. That is in the Pinal County Superior Courthouse, and they are holding you non-bondable. So you will remain in custody until at least that hearing. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so step to your left. The officer will give you that paperwork. Lorenzo Del Sol to the podium and Cade Williams to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Lorenzo Del Sol, 3476.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a new case. It is for one count of owning or operating a chop shop, a Class 2 felony. 3 counts of theft means of transportation, a Class 3 felony, and 1 count of theft control of stolen property, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference September 2nd at 8:30, a preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30. Those are both in the downtown Superior Courthouse. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. In the event you post that bond, you will have written conditions of release. You're not to initiate contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. All of this information will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
I can get released, so I won't get released today?
You would have to post a bond in order to be released. If you post bond, you'll be released from custody. If you don't post bond, then you'll remain in custody until at least your next hearing on September 2nd.
So how much is it to get out?
You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. Secured meaning you can use a bail bonding company, which is typically about 10%. When you get to processing, they'll give you the information, access to a phone, and bail bonding company phone numbers.
Okay.
All right, if you'll step to your left, sir, they'll give you that paperwork. Cade Williams to the podium and Joseph Mitchell to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Cade Williams, February 11th, 1992.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a new case. It is for 6 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 6 felony, 6 counts of disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 3 counts of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You are going to have a status conference September 2nd at 8:30, a preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Courthouse. In this case, you do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. In the event you do post that bond, you have written conditions of release. Some of those things will include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you may not possess any weapons. All of that information will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, just step to your left. The officer will give you that paperwork. Joseph Mitchell to the podium and Christopher Allen to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Joseph Lee Mitchell, 8/11/1983.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a grand jury warrant. It is for 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, misconduct involving weapons, a Class 4 felony, and it does have an offense date of May 19th, 2025. I am appointing an attorney and setting an arraignment hearing September 2nd at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Courthouse. In this case, you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $25,000. In the event you do post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You're not to possess any weapons. You may not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't know that I had that court date. I have a job that I have for 6 months. I just got a place. My apartment, I don't have $25,000. All of my whole life is in my apartment. You know, I work for YMX, for the Kroger distribution. I go to work. I work 12-hour shifts. I don't have the $25,000. I'm gonna lose everything. I just got my place. I was sleeping in the desert when they released me, and I stepped in the desert by my job, and I saved up all my checks to get this place. My whole life is in there. I don't have nobody out here. I'll be on ankle monitor. I'll do everything. I don't do drugs. You can drop me right now. I don't have no drugs, nothing in my system. I go to work. Please, I'm going to lose everything. My rent is due in 5 days.
So it's not that you missed a hearing. You're here for a grand jury warrant.
Yes, ma'am.
In a grand jury warrant circumstance, everything is sealed. I do not have access to any of the information with the exception of the fact that this warrant issued. The judge that heard the case believed that a $25,000 bond was appropriate. I don't have any information to contradict that. And because of that, I am going to affirm the bond on this grand jury warrant, which is the $25,000. It is secured, sir, so you can contact a bail bonding company, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir. Christopher Allen to the podium and Jose Martinez to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Christopher Allen, 11/27/1975.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a new case. It is for 1 count of disorderly conduct involving a weapon, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You'll have a couple hearings in the downtown Superior Courthouse, with the first one being a status conference, September 2nd at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $25,000. In the event you post that bond, you do have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim or witness, and you may not possess any weapons. All of this information will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, just step to your left. The officer will give you that paperwork. Jose Martinez to the podium and Penny Light to the chair.
Jose Martinez. Jose. Wake up.
May I get your name and date of birth?
Jose Martinez, 11/11/1997.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you're here on 2 cases. The first case is a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'm going to appoint an attorney and set a probation revocation hearing September 2nd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500 in that case. You're also here on a grand jury warrant that issued, and that has an offense date of November 10th, 2022 through September 12th, 2024, and it is for 1 count of conspiracy, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of illegally conducting an enterprise, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of possession of a narcotic drug for sale, a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of money laundering in the 2nd degree, a Class 3 felony. I am appointing an attorney to represent you in this case, and you're going to have an arraignment hearing September 2nd at 8:30, so your hearing dates are the same date and time for both cases. In this case, you have a cash bond in the amount of $10,000. In the event you post these bonds, you do have written conditions of release. You're not to return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and because you are on probation, you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, just step to your left. The officer will give you that paperwork. Penny Light to the podium and Wilson Yazzie to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Penny Light, 8/21/1969.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here on a grand jury warrant that was issued. It does have an offense date of May 13th, 2025, for 1 count of theft means of transportation, a Class 3 felony, and 1 count of obstruction or refusal to provide a true name, a Class 2 misdemeanor. I am appointing an attorney and setting an arraignment hearing September 2nd at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Courthouse. In this case, you do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $10,000. In the event you post that bond, you do have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. All of that will be in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, just step to your left. The officer will give you that paperwork. Wilson Yazzie to the podium. William Sturgeon to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Wilson Yazzie, 092773.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a new case. It is for 1 count of aggravated DUI, a license that was previously suspended or revoked for a DUI, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference September 2nd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30. Those are both in the downtown Superior Courthouse. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $10,000. In the event you post that bond, you'll be released to the supervision of pretrial services, and you will have alcohol, drug testing, and monitoring. You also have written conditions of release. Those do include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription. You may not possess or consume any alcohol, and you may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of this information will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, just step to your left. The officer will give you that paperwork. William Sturgeon to the podium. Rondale Sperlin to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
My name is William Sturgeon, date of birth is 9675.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on two cases. The first one is a new case. The second one is a probation case. Your new charges are for 2 counts of theft means of transportation, a Class 3 felony, and your probation case is a Term 1 violation. When you're picked up for a new offense, it is a Term 1 violation of your probation. For purposes of your new charges, I'm only finding probable cause as to 1 count of theft means of transportation, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you in both this case as well as your probation case. You're going to have a hearing on September 2nd at 8:30. That's your status conference and your probation revocation hearing, as well as a preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30. All of this is in the downtown Superior Courthouse. On your new charges, you do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $7,500. On your probation case, it's $2,500. That's a total bond in the amount of $10,000. In the event that bond is posted, you will have written conditions of release. Those are to include not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Mr. Sperlin to the podium and Mr. Bert Dahlman to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Rondell Sperling, August 14th, 1990.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a direct complaint that was filed. It has an offense date of March 27th, 2025 for 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. I am appointing counsel and setting a status conference September 2nd at 8:30, a preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30. In this case, you have a cash bond in the amount of $5,000. In the event that bond is posted, you'll have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Yes. Are you sure that it's March 27th and not February 27th?
Let me double check. You are correct. It is February 27th. Can we change that in ISIS?
Okay, so I actually bonded out on that already, and I caught a new charge. So is it possible that you could schedule the court date for September 4th? Because I'm getting sent to DLC on that day, and I want to, if possible, if it is another charge, they could run it together.
So you have a hearing September 4th, but you also have one September 2nd. I can't change these dates here today. Sounds like you said you're already going to be sentenced to DOC on September 4th.
Yes.
Mention that to your attorney. When you meet with this attorney on September 2nd, they may be able to resolve that. Because you have a bond, if you don't post that bond, there is the possibility that they can give you credit for time served. Since you'll be in custody on the other charge, they can take that into consideration since there's a bond on this case. If you post that bond and you're released on these charges, it may affect that, but it sounds like you're going to be in custody waiting for the September 4th hearing anyways, right? So just don't post the bond, mention it to your attorney about the other case, and then they should be able to coordinate those together.
Okay.
Okay?
And am I going to have the same attorney?
Typically it is. I don't get to choose that. I will let them know that we're appointing counsel, and if they find your other case, they'll typically do the same attorney for you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Dahlman to the podium, Elizabeth Walker to the chair.
Sorry.
May I get your name and date of birth?
Alfred Donald IV, 12/1979.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a failure to appear bench warrant related to a missed probation revocation hearing. I'm affirming the attorney previously appointed and setting a new probation revocation hearing September 2nd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000. In the event you do post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this information will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No.
Thank you. Ms. Walker to the podium, Dustin Moeller to the chair. Walker, come on, return, grab your stuff. Right behind the podium. Yeah, get your name and date of birth.
Elizabeth Walker, Escobedo, 92503.
Thank you. You are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3, 4, and 5. I'm appointing an attorney and setting a probation revocation hearing September 2nd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000. In the event that bond is posted, you will have written conditions of release. Those are going to include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Did you have any questions?
No.
If you step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Dustin Moeller to the podium and Jamie Taylor to the chair.
Good
May I
morning.
get your name and date of birth?
Dustin Moeller, 10/14/1989.
Thank you. It does look like you are here on a direct complaint that was filed. It does have an offense date of July 14th, 2024 for one count of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and one count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I am appointing an attorney, and I'm setting a status conference September 2nd at 8:30, preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Courthouse.
Okay.
You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000.
Okay.
In the event that bond is posted, you have written conditions of release. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, and then you'll need to ensure you attend those hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue, and you'll forfeit any bond you posted. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork.
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jamie Taylor to the podium, Haley Lutens to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Jamie Taylor, birth date 9/18/69.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here on a failure to appear bench warrant for some pending drug charges. I'm affirming the attorney previously appointed to represent you and setting a status conference August 28th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Courthouse.
Okay, what date?
August 28th at 8:30.
Okay, I have an attorney already.
I know, I'm affirming the attorney that was already appointed.
Okay, he was supposed to squash that. I called him, and I was supposed to call him yesterday afternoon to get a new date this week. We were supposed to go in so we can finish this up. And he said to call him. I was going to call him. I have a broken foot. I sat down. I guess it was a state property. My friend had a dog. He was getting some water. I sat down. He came up and noticed I had a bench warrant still. I thought it had been squashed, but I was calling him to get the new dates this week. And he noticed, he goes, I was still on warrant. And the reason why I couldn't make it was because I had actually a broken foot. I went to the doctor, and I had a spider bite. I was really super sick, and he knows that. So I wasn't understanding why it hadn't been squashed and we didn't have new dates yet.
So even if a motion to quash is filed, it doesn't automatically mean it's going to be granted. It looks like you previously missed a hearing and your attorney filed a motion.
Right, and then...
Ma'am, please let me speak before speaking.
All right.
Your attorney filed a motion to quash, and the court set another hearing. You failed to appear at that hearing. After that, they affirmed the warrant. Your attorney filed another motion to quash, and before it could be ruled upon, you were picked up on this warrant. So now you have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. In the event you post that bond, you'll have written conditions of release. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You also don't want to miss that hearing on August 28th. If you fail to appear again, another warrant will issue and you'll forfeit any bonds you may have. Do you have any questions regarding your release conditions?
I don't have any money to get out, and I have to get to work and everything else. I mean, is there any way I can get out? I have an ankle monitor. I've been in touch with everybody.
You would have to post bond in order to be released from custody. They already set another hearing that you failed to appear at, and as a result, they had to issue a warrant.
I called my attorney and never got that hearing in time. I didn't get it. He never gave me that date. When I called, he said they set the date. I couldn't get in touch with him. I had called him about 3 times.
You'll have to discuss that with your attorney because he appeared at the hearing and you failed to appear, and as a result of that, that's why the second warrant had to issue.
Right, that's what he said. He said, so what do I need to do?
So you have to post a bond of $500. If you don't post bond, you'll remain in custody. Your hearing's in 2 days from today.
When's the hearing date?
August 28th at 8:30 in the morning. Today's August 26th. So it's
26th, so I have to wait till the 28th?
2 days from today is when you're hearing. If you post the bond, you need to get yourself to the hearing. If you don't post bond, you'll stay in custody and they'll transport you to that hearing.
And my attorney will be notified?
Yes, your attorney will be notified and will be at the hearing on August 28th.
He will be there on the 28th?
Yes.
Okay, so I have to wait till the 28th?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Haley to the podium, Frank Moreno to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Lieutenant 4197.
Can you repeat your name?
Huh?
Can you repeat your name?
Hope Lieutenant 52527.
Do you go by Haley and Hope?
No.
What's your legal name?
Hope.
Ma'am, our partners have a seat on the left, I know we're trying to go, the door isn't open. Have a seat back where you are.
Both Hope and Haley? Okay. It does look like you're here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I am appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a probation revocation hearing September 2nd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Did you have any questions, ma'am? Okay, if you'll take a step to your left, officer will give you that paperwork. Frank Moreno to the podium and Juan Dominguez to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Frank Moreno, 4/27/71.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a warrant from Tolleson Municipal Court. Looks like you failed to appear for a hearing related to an underlying charge of criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. I am going to appoint an attorney. Hold on, sir. I'll give you an opportunity to speak in just a moment. You're going to have an arraignment hearing September 8th at 8:30 in the Tolleson Municipal Court. You have a secured appearance bond in this case in the amount of $350.
Okay.
In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Actually, I got a statement. The question is, I don't know why I'm here, because I already went to the Tolleson court this past Monday for those charges where I got time served, and release conditions were that I have to pay like $40, which, once I got, because they OR'd me, I got, time served. It's just that the only reason why I'm still here in custody is because I had a hold out of Glendale, which my court date, I believe, is going to be either 27th or 29th, like days from now. So this is like redundancy right here. It's like, if you look it up in your system, you'll see for yourself that my paperwork, unfortunately, that I have with me is in my property after from the page 2 from Glendale. So I'm basically, I don't know why I'm here, because I already went before the judge, in Tolleson this past Monday. Even had pizza, fish, and chips for lunch. And, it's double jeopardy. I mean, I'm sure you can look it up. It's a matter of, court record. Frank Moreno, Tolleson Court, this past Monday, for the same exact charges.
The problem is it is a municipal court, so I don't have access to their records.
Well, that's so I don't I don't know how to go about this then, because most likely I'm going to get OR'd, when I go to court, next couple of days for the hold from Glendale. It's like, my question is will I be stuck here, like in a catch-22, if I I don't know. It's like, most likely, so basically, even if I get OR'd, from time served for Glendale, this bond you're about to, post up on me right now, it's like I shouldn't even have to pay. It's like, I know you said you can't get access, but it's like, I'm in a quandary right here. And it's, we have the best legal system in the world, but it failed me in this particular matter.
Is it possible that you had any other charges out of Tolleson?
No, I had it all clear. I had 3 charges, which the criminal trespass, and there was like another trespass from like January, and then I forgot like one from January to like the most recent one, in the middle. So it was like 3. It was like actually it's 2 charges of one. The first charge trespassing was January of this year, and then let me see. Then the most current one, which is back in August 5th of this month, for criminal trespassing, which also had possession for the third charge. Well, actually, it was like a second charge for possession of a pipe. And
those are all Tolleson?
Yes, and like I said, I went before the magistrate, this past Monday, and basically got time served with, and 2 years unsupervised probation, and I had like $20 surcharge for like first responders, and then plus this, I didn't have the money on me right then and there. They said I'm going to tack on another $20, so $40 total, which, as soon as I got released, to go back to Tolleson Court and make payment arrangements.
How did you get the hearing date for that Monday?
Excuse me?
Like, what took place that you got a hearing date to go see a judge this past Monday in Tolleson?
My paperwork. It's like when I got arrested first, in Tolleson back in August 5th. I got transferred to Avondale, police department, because they have jails. Tolleson doesn't have like jails, this holding cells. So then I didn't post bond, couldn't get hold of my people while I was at Avondale. So then I got transferred over here to Watkins, and then and was here up until this past Monday for my court date. And so I went before the judge on that day, and it's like time served, and then the conditions I told you. It's like I revisited it myself on that day, and I wanted to hear what the prosecutor had a deal. I couldn't hurt to hear what he's going to offer. I liked what he heard: 2 years unsupervised probation and $40, and time served.
So because this is a page 2, so you're here on the Glendale issue, is that?
Yes.
And what date?
That's the reason why I didn't get OR'd, because I had the Glendale.
What date do you know? Do you know what date the Glendale hearing is?
Yes, I got that right here. That is the 21st.
Of September?
No, this month.
Well, because it's August 26th.
It says 8/20/25, right? It's like when I got the paperwork when it was handed to you.
I'm going to see if the officer. Do you happen to know when his Glendale hearing is?
I already had it. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry, I didn't have it. It's like the page 2 Glendale. You talk about. Okay, can you ask your question again?
So I'm trying to figure out, if I were to release you right now, are you going to be held on a Glendale case? And if
yes,
so, when's
yes.
that hearing? Do you know when that hearing is?
Off the top of my head, because like the paperwork I had, from when I got transferred to Glendale for the page 2 on the 21st. So it's like I had, they put it with my property. When I got, taken back here to Watkins.
Okay.
So,
the only thing I can do is I can release you on this case, but
okay.
I still have to give you a hearing date.
Okay,
and
that's
that
fine.
hearing date's going to be September 8th, and I have concerns whether or not you're still going to be here for Glendale. Is Glendale
Oh,
going to be resolved?
no, most likely, I think, it's from a case from 2011, for assault and disorderly conduct, but, I'm being railroaded because it's like, it was a bar fight. Actually, it wasn't a bar fight.
Don't talk about the facts of that.
No, I don't mind. Because,
well, let's resolve what you're here for me, instead of talking about the facts on that case. I just want to make sure you're aware. If I were to do this, and for whatever reason you're still in custody in Glendale, they won't transport you for this hearing, and you'll end up with a failure to appear. But you're confident that you're going to be released in time?
Yes, ma'am. By 27th or 29th of this week.
I mean, all right. Well, I'll release you if you think you've taken care of it. But again, I have to set this hearing because you're here on the warrant.
That's fine. And once I get released, my first order of action is to go to Tolleson, retrieve my property, which has my wallet, and my cell phone, and I'll just go ahead and take care of it right then and there.
And I'm going to put Tolleson's phone number in there, so call them if you believe it's resolved. Contact them.
Yeah.
Again, they're still showing this warrant is valid. This one was from March.
That's the one that, like, another trespassing, I believe.
Yeah, it's a trespassing.
Yeah, so.
All right.
So when I went to the court in Tolleson, like, last Monday, not this past Monday, but the last Monday before, those three counts.
You did all three?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, again, I'm still gonna give you the hearing September 8th,
That's
because
fine.
I have to do that since you're here, but contact them, I put their phone number in there, maybe you can resolve it without going. If they don't vacate it, attend the hearing on September 8th, okay?
Okay, so could I take care of it when I, go to Tolleson and get my property upon, being?
You can talk to Tolleson about that. I'm gonna give you the paperwork with the
Okay, it don't
information.
matter, yeah, I don't plan on, missing the court date anyway.
All right,
Okay.
all right, the officer will hand you that paperwork if you'll take a seat in the gallery.
So you are,
So I'm gonna OR you on this
Okay,
case, and
all
then
right,
just
cool.
take care of the Glendale and make sure you go to this
All right.
hearing,
I
okay?
appreciate it, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck. Juan Dominguez to the podium, James Williams to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Juan Dominguez, 3/20/93.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3, 5, and 15. I'm appointing an attorney and setting a probation revocation hearing September 2nd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. In the event you post that bond, you have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Did you have any questions, sir? If you'll take a step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. It's just going to be just one moment. Can you mute my microphone for just one moment? All right, sorry for that delay. If I could have James Williams to the podium and Philip Taylor to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
It is James Mackay Williams, and I was born October 23rd, 2002.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a failure to appear bench warrant for a pending marijuana possession charge. I'm going to affirm the attorney previously appointed. You'll have a status conference September 3rd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. In the event that bond is posted, you have written conditions of release. You may not possess drugs without a valid prescription. You may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. And then you'll need to ensure you attend this hearing. If you fail to appear, another warrant will issue and you'll forfeit any bond you may have posted. Did you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. So, boom, the first time I had went through, I was supposed to do a diversion program, and I was basically at a 9 out of 10, but I had some issues going on, and I wasn't able to finish the program for them issues. And boom, they issued this warrant. So when I go back, I'm basically gonna get charged for this now.
So they did file a motion to resume prosecution.
Oh.
That is pending. You can talk to your attorney about whether or not there's any other abilities, but at this time, based on the non-completion of the diversion, they have filed a motion to resume.
All right,
Okay?
I respect it.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good luck. Philip Taylor to the podium and Jesse Vasquez to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Philip Taylor, 10/8/83.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a failure to appear warrant. It is related to a probation case. I'm going to affirm the attorney previously appointed and set a probation revocation hearing September 2nd at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. In the event you post that bond, you'll have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this information will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, my stuff was stolen. That has all my paperwork. These are the only pair of clothes I have, my only pair of shoes from the last time I had court. I had no other way to try to get my paperwork. My phone was stolen. Like, everything has been stolen. I barely have my backpack that was secure, that has my paperwork from my previous, like, there was a trespass a couple of days ago or a week or so ago, and that's all the paperwork I have. I can't even tell you what day my court was. I know it was on the 21st, I believe it was, or something like that, but I had no way to call anyone. I have no way to do any of that. So it makes it hard for me, who really wants to try to get done what I'm trying to get done. I just had a sit down with the gentleman, Steven, I can't remember his last name, at 25th with CBI, which is the program that I was in. I was kicked out of that with a couple other gentlemen. They've let 5 of those gentlemen back in, which is why I was back there talking with him to get back into that program so that they can pay for my apartment. Because that's all I had to do was to get my job, 3 pay stubs, and they'd have been paying for apartments. So it's been difficult these last couple of months, 2 months, as I've been trying to get back into, like I said, get back into that program so I can pay for my apartment. I just got my forklift certification, so I'm taking steps into getting where I need to go. But when people steal your wagon that has, pretty much my last bit of anything in it, and these are all the clothes I have. I don't even have any underwear. These are my only pair of socks. It makes it real difficult. It really does. I was only there at the park today because someone was supposed to be bringing some of my stuff back to the park, and I was supposed to meet them there. And then here we go, and now I'm arrested because I'm trying to get my stuff back so that I can continue moving forward and in the direction I need to go in. And
right.
That makes it,
We do need to get you to this hearing. It does look like you were here July 26th, and
Yes.
at that time, the judge released you on your own recognizance, and then
Yes.
I saw you on August 15th, and we had a very similar conversation,
Yes,
and I released
yes.
you, and now you're back here again, so I am going to affirm the bond here today, okay, sir?
Okay.
If you'll take a step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Jesse Vasquez to the podium, Michael Gilmore to the chair.
Morning.
May I get your name and date of birth?
Jesse Vasquez, March 2nd, 1999.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a new case. It is for 1 count of trafficking stolen property, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of organized retail theft, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of shoplifting, removal of goods, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a couple of hearings. Your first is a status conference, September 10th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing, September 12th at 8:30. I am going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. You will have written conditions of release. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. In addition to your paperwork, you're going to get an envelope. You need to read those instructions and contact pretrial services. You also need to ensure you attend these hearings. If you fail to appear at either of them, a warrant will issue and you'll be held on bond at your next hearing. Did you have any questions, sir?
Does that mean, am I okay to leave?
It'll take about 4 to 6 hours to get processed out of custody, but yes, you are being released, and then you need to contact pretrial services once you've been released.
Can you give me those dates again, Your Honor?
September 10th and September 12th, and they are in your paperwork, so if you do forget them, hang on to the paperwork the officer is about to give you, okay?
Okay, so currently there's no bond currently posted?
You do not have a bond. If you fail to appear at any of these hearings, then you will face a bond at that time, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. Good luck. And we'll need to clear the courtroom for our last one.
You guys see the judge get up, grab yourself, go my partner.
All right, can I have Michael Gilmore to the podium? Can I get your name and date of birth?
Michael Gilmore, 05/05/1986.
Thank you, sir. You are here on a new case. It is for 1 count of indecent exposure, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found. However, due to the nature of your charge, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel. You may hire an attorney at your own expense. You're going to have an arraignment hearing on September 10th at 1 p.m. That hearing is going to take place in the Goodyear Municipal Court.
Goodyear Municipal.
Yes.
Okay.
Date, time, location will be in your paperwork. I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear. However, you do have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime. No contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You also need to ensure you attend this hearing. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll be held on bond at your next hearing. Do you have any questions, sir?
Okay, so it's September 10th, right?
September 10th at 1 p.m., yes, sir.
Okay, so I could be able to go?
It takes about 4 to 6 hours to get processed out of custody, but I am releasing you for these charges, okay?
Okay.
All right, if you'll step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, Judge. Thank you.
The remaining cases will proceed as house calls due to being unable to function or a danger to self or others. Case number 22 and 31 are Cedric Jones, date of birth November 25th, 1991. He's here on a new case as well as a probation case. New charges are for 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found. His probation case is a Term 1 violation. I am appointing counsel in both of these cases. I am setting a hearing on September 2nd at 8:30. That's both the status conference and his probation revocation, as well as a preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30. He has a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,500 in each case for a total of $3,000. In the event bond is posted, he has written conditions of release. It does include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting his probation officer within 72 hours. Case number 28, Ernesto Ramirez Jr., date of birth April 3rd, 1991, is here on a failure to appear bench warrant. I am affirming the attorney that was previously appointed and setting a status conference September 2nd at 8:30. A preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30. He has a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. In the event that bond is posted, he has written conditions of release, may not possess any drugs without a valid prescription, and may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. If anything changes after I meet with these parties, I will update the written record. This does conclude our 2 a.m. calendar, and we will now stand in recess until 5 a.m. Can you write down what language?
feel like I can almost write.
Can you also give these to her, maybe you can
Whoops. Wait till one.
click through? Yeah. I'm doing. Go through it and figure out what language, find your language.
All right, this is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for August 26, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 2 a.m. calendar on the first of the month will also apply to these hearings. We're going to start with Janae Brighton. Ms. Brighton, if you'll please come all the way to the podium. You will be first. Right here, ma'am. After that, Ryan Trompler. If you'll go to the chair, you're going to be next. All right, good morning, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Janae Brighton in 09-26-98.
All right, thank you. You are here on a new case. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. That's a Class 3 felony. Discharging a firearm in the city limits. That's a Class 6 felony. And based on your 2 children allegedly being in the car at the time you allegedly fired the weapon, they've also booked you for child abuse as a Class 2 felony. There is probable cause for all of those things, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date will be a status conference September 2nd, which is this coming Tuesday at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30. The state recommended a $50,000 secured appearance bond in your case. In this case, you don't appear to have any prior criminal history, although there does appear to be a strong weight of evidence against you. But the court's going to balance those things and set bail in your case in the amount of $25,000 that is secured. Secured means you can use a bail bondsman. If you post it, you'll be on an ankle monitor under the supervision of pretrial services to keep you compliant with your release conditions, which of course include not going to the scene of the alleged crimes, no contact with any of the alleged victims. And in this case, that includes both of your children. No contact with them pending any further order of the court. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you're served with an order of protection or an order against harassment, you have to comply with those things as well. If you go ahead and have a seat out there, back out there, the officer's going to bring out your paperwork, or maybe she has it. There it is. Take that with you. That covers everything I just told you. Thank you. Mr. Trompler, Brian Trompler, and then Brandon Hernandez. Will you go to the chair? Sir, may I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Ryan Frederick Trompler.
Which date of birth?
4/20/87.
All right, thank you. You're here on one new case and one probation hold. In the new case, you were arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, namely one or more large rocks. Those are Class 3 felonies. Well, sorry, they've only alleged one ag assault. It's a Class 3 felony. Also shoplifting, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and third-degree criminal trespass. That's a Class 3 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference, September 2nd at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30. Those are both next week. You also have to go to probation court, because the probation court will be filing a petition to revoke your probation based on this new arrest. So you will have a lawyer in that case also. Your next court date will also be September 2nd, 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. That's a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. In the new case, your bond is $5,000 secured. In the probation case, it is $1,000 secured. That is $6,000 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your release conditions, call your POs in 72 hours. You may not go to any part of that quick trip. That includes parking lots and sidewalks. No contact with any of its employees. And if the officer has your paperwork, she'll hand it to you. If not, you can go ahead and step out to your left. She's going to get you your paperwork. All right, thank you. Mr. Hernandez, Brandon Hernandez. After that, John Ramirez. We go to the chair, please. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Brandon Hernandez, 10/23/73.
All right, thank you. You are here on a new case you were arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol as a Class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for that. I am not appointing a lawyer for you because you do not appear to financially qualify. You have the right to hire your own lawyer or to represent yourself. Your next court date will be an arraignment hearing August 29th, which is 3 days from now. That is this Friday, August 29th, 8:30 in the morning in the Ironwood Justice Court. Based on what's been alleged against you, which includes your criminal history and the allegations that you could pose a flight risk, bond is set in your case at $2,500 that is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions. That includes no contact with any complaining witness or the arresting officers, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Everything you need to know is on your paperwork, and the officer either has that for you or you can step out. There, she got that for you.
Am I getting released, ma'am?
You have to bond out, sir. You have to bond out for the reasons I just gave you that are also in my written order. If you'll step to your left, you get it.
So otherwise, I'm staying in jail today?
Correct. Correct. All right, Mr. Ramirez, John Ramirez. After that, Mr. Dwayne Ruth. We go to the chair, please. Podium, please, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
John Ramirez, 10/19/1984.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle. That's a Class 5 felony. And first-degree criminal trespassing. That's a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for both of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference, September 2nd, which is this Tuesday, 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30. Same court. That address is on your paperwork. Your bond is $2,500. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions. Particularly, do not go to the scene of the alleged criminal trespassing. No contact with any alleged victims or witnesses there. The officer's going to have your paperwork for you in just 1 second. And then Mr. Ruth, you can go ahead and come in. All right, once you go ahead and have a seat, sir, she's going to get you that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Ruth. After that, Kendrea, yellow hair. Will you go to the chair, please?
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Dwayne Paul Ruth, 03/09/2002.
Thank you. You're here on a probation warrant. You are on probation.
Yeah, I believe
sir,
from like 5-6 years ago.
Sir, I'll tell you exactly what it is. You are on probation for a Class 6 felony, and this warrant was issued November 8th of 2023 after a petition to revoke your probation was filed on that date. Looks like your probation started November 21st of 2022. The petition alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5, and you will get a copy of that from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing on Tuesday, September 9th. I will give you a chance to talk. Just be patient.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, September 2nd at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Based on the age of this warrant and the probation notes in your case, bond is set in the amount of $2,000. It is secured. Now, what did you want to tell me?
Like I said, I haven't had any charges in over 5 years. That was my only charge ever, was just a simple petty assault charge against one other person. I was just seeing if there was any way I could have leeway, because I have a son that I have to go feed. No, sir, this is for absconding from probation. It has nothing to do with new charges. You straight up absconded from felony probation. Well, that's what I'm saying. I had done the felony diversion program. I believe I just missed one court date. That's but you
sir,
can
they
check
kick
your
you
systems.
out. We have extensive notes in your case, including that it appears you gave them a false address and you disappeared. So talk to your lawyer. This is alleged against you. You get a bench trial if you want one in front of the probation judge to test these allegations. I did appoint a lawyer for you. That's why you get one, because if you are found to have violated your probation, you will be resentenced. That means you could be sentenced to prison. The court is not going to let you run around without a bond under these circumstances when you've been in the wind for 2 years and this was a violent offense. Talk to your lawyer about defending the allegation that you violated your probation. It does appear to be very clear that you at least stopped reporting. So talk to your lawyer about all of this. Your lawyer will help you try to stay out of prison in this case. If you'll step to your left, she'll give you a copy of your paperwork.
I just have one more question. So would I be released today, or?
You must bond out. The bond is $2,000. It is
2,000.
secured.
There's not
If
any
you-
way I can make
if
it
you-
less because I don't have $2,000
No,
on
I
me
just
right now, and
explained
I'm
it.
the only one that can bond myself out right
Then you
now.
will stay in custody at a minimum until next week, and you can talk to your lawyer about the case. Ms. Yellowhair? And then Sean Charis, will you go to the chair?
Miss, I'm sorry.
Sir, I will let you say one more thing, but your hearing has concluded.
Yes, I'm sorry, miss. It's just, I've been working, I've been doing really good for myself. I've
Mr.
been
Ruth?
very successful
Talk to
the
your
last
lawyer.
2 years.
You may
I
be
was-
very confused about what felony probation is and whether it is optional. It is not optional. There appears to be strong evidence.
Yes, ma'am.
You
You
straight
can
up
check. I had done
walked
that
away
for
2
almost
years
2
ago.
years.
So,
I had
Mr.
almost
Ruth,
did it for 2 years.
talk to your lawyer.
She wrote this down. She has your paperwork. I contacted CICS to see if they do have a Navajo interpreter available, to see if maybe they're... Oh my God, I don't understand. Not, I can translate interpreter to see if that works.
Right, at least we could get one on there and talk to her and see if we can get closer. Okay, thanks. All righty, Ms. Yellowhair, after that, Sean Charis, will you go to the chair?
We've got Italian, Japanese,
I apologize. So, ma'am, so she also told you Italian? She pointed out Italian? All right, ma'am, we are trying to find an interpreter. This is going to delay your hearing. So I wanted to ask you one more time if you speak English enough to do this hearing. Because apparently you've told us Navajo, but we have a Navajo speaker in the courtroom who said you are not speaking Navajo. You said you speak Puerto Rican, which is not a language, it is Spanish, but then you told me you don't speak Spanish. Apparently the DO said you also pointed out Italian, and what was the other language?
Japanese.
Japanese, okay. So, ma'am, I'm not going to be able to do your hearing right now. If you're telling me, I'll just ask you once clearly, what language do you need an interpreter for?
Just the paperwork.
We're not going to translate paperwork for you anyway.
I take it in myself. I take the papers from here.
Yes. What language were you born speaking?
The Francophone and Navajo. Japanese is my first language, and then Navajo is my second.
You appear to be speaking very fluent English to me. Very fluent. Where were you born?
I was born in Arizona.
Okay. All right, let's see if we can get a Navajo interpreter. Because, ma'am, I'm very concerned that you're not either being honest or capable of being honest about the languages
She
that
asked
you speak.
about the papers, the headgear, the box, and I asked for the box so I can know what's going on my paper.
Did you go to school in Arizona?
Yes.
All right. And was that an English-speaking school?
Yes.
All right, did you graduate?
No.
Okay, when did you stop going to school?
I did after high school.
All right, so you made it through high school here in Arizona in the English language. Well, you made it through some of high school.
No.
None of high school.
No.
Okay, so ma'am, it appears very, very clear to me that you speak English. I'm not an expert. I think we're going to have a Navajo interpreter here.
I need the interpretation part.
But you clearly don't. We are having a conversation. You said you were born and raised in Arizona and went to English-speaking school. You patently speak English. So I'm not sure why you're telling us that you speak a wide variety of languages.
Because
I don't speak enough.
Ask.
Okay, well, it's fine if you speak lots of languages, but you clearly also speak English. right?
Just barely. It is some enough to get by. I needed the interpreter, and she asked.
Okay, so ma'am, actually, this entire conversation just, it leads me to believe you either have mental health issues or you think that trying to get an interpreter is going to help you with the outcome of this hearing. It's not. It could just delay the hearing.
No, she asked if we needed.
All right. And we're having a conversation in fluent and unaccented English, and you're telling me that you barely speak English. So, ma'am, I think at worst that's a lie. At best, that's a delusion.
Would you rather that I speak English to you and know what I'm talking about?
And now suddenly your accent is far stronger. Now suddenly you are putting on an accent. I heard no accent earlier, ma'am. I believe that's malingering.
That's why I don't talk.
So, yeah, all of a sudden you have an accent. So, do you want a Navajo interpreter? Do you want one? I'm going to have you sit down. We'll try to get one now. It may be many hours from now. Do you want a Navajo interpreter or any other one? You will be forced to speak that language and not English, and allow that person to translate for you. It sounds like when you were asked to speak Navajo, you were not speaking Navajo.
She not asked me how to speak Navajo.
She did ask, yeah. So, ma'am, do you want the words that I say translated into another language? If so, which one? Because we're going to have to get someone on the phone and make you wait while we do it. It may be many hours from now.
No, I understand quite clearly what you're saying.
Okay, well, that's enough for me. I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to make a few notes about our entire exchange because I want people to be able to watch it, including your lawyer. All right. Are you Kendra Lynn Yellowhair? Okay. Were you born October 6th of 1986? Okay. All right. You are here because there was a criminal complaint filed against you in July of this year. It alleges that on January 18th of this year, you committed aggravated assault on a first responder. That's a class 4 felony, and criminal trespass in the second degree. That is a class 2 misdemeanor. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference, September 2nd at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Your preliminary hearing will be September 4th at 8:30 in the same court. Your bond is $2,000. It is secured. If you bond out, do not go to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with the alleged victim, nor any arresting officers, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. You may not leave the state of Arizona without the court's consent. And you are going to get a copy of all of that. We're printing it now. If you please go have a seat out to your left, we will send you out a copy. Good luck, ma'am. All right, Mr. Charis. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Sean Sharist.
What's your date of birth?
September 6, 2006.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for criminal trespassing in the first degree. It is a class 6 felony. There is probable cause for it, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is the status conference, September 2nd at 8:30 in the morning. That's this Tuesday, with a preliminary hearing September 4th at 8:30 in the same court. Bond is set in your case at $2,000 secured. I note the state requested $10,000 secured out of victim safety concerns. But this court is hopeful, with an apparent lack of criminal history, that $2,000 secured and an ankle monitor will be sufficient to protect the alleged victims in this case. If you post the $2,000, you go on an ankle monitor. You may not leave Maricopa County nor the state of Arizona without the court's permission. You may not have any contact with the alleged victims, not from jail, not outside of jail, you just may have none, and that includes no third-party contact, no social media, nothing. Absolutely no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. The alleged victims includes everyone in the house. Part of the reason for the state's concerns and the courts are the allegations of repeated violations and a 17-year-old juvenile victim being among the victims. So I want to make it very clear, you may not have contact with her nor anyone who lives at that house. You may not respond to any contact from her or any of them. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, if you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork.
Sorry, I'm stuck in Arizona. I've been trying to get home all day.
This is going to make you more stuck. You do not have permission to leave if you show up at your next court date, which is Tuesday.
I just have nowhere to stay. That's the only reason
You need to get a list of shelters. You need to get a list of shelters. And reading the probable cause statement, I figured that was probably part of the problem, but they also allege, they have not booked you for it, but they allege assaultive behavior toward the 17-year-old. And that gives the court and obviously the prosecutor's office great pause. But they did not book you for that. If they had, your bond would have been higher. So right now, this is for the repetitive criminal trespass and the idea that you have no other ties to Arizona and you have a strong motive to do it again. So what you'll have to do if you post the bond is stay in a hotel, an Airbnb, or a shelter. You can stay in a shelter while you wear an ankle monitor. You'll have to call in. You'll have to keep it charged, and pretrial services will explain that to you if and when you post a bond. As long as you show up at your next court hearing, you can talk to your lawyer about requesting that the trial court let you go back to Massachusetts or elsewhere while the case is pending. I'm not giving you permission to do that. The part of the reason for the bail is that you do not have any apparent ties to Arizona. Okay. So your case could get worse. Right now, based on what's already occurred, the county attorney could charge more charges. But I tell you, if you violate release conditions while it's pending, you will catch a new case. And then this will go from extremely troublesome and inconvenient to potentially life-changing.
I never knew I was sorry to interrupt.
Do not violate release conditions.
I never knew I was trespassed, like, officially. Like, they never told me not to come back. They just, the grandpa, he kind of just laid his hands on me, beat my ass.
Talk to your lawyer about this. There's a lot alleged against you. There is a lot alleged against you. And so talk to your lawyer about that. In the meantime, if you bond out, do not leave the state. Do not violate electronic monitoring. Do not have any contact with any alleged victims there, particularly that 17-year-old. That is a juvenile, and right now you do not qualify. Let me just point out, you do not qualify for Arizona's exception to sex conduct with a minor. It is very specific and it is very narrow. I believe, based on the facts as I understand them, you do not qualify for it, which means it's a Class 6 felony to have sexual contact with her. And so be very careful not to violate release conditions. Already, you are in a position that could get worse from here. Do not make it far worse by violating release conditions. You need to talk to your lawyer. I gave you a lawyer. You're back in court on Tuesday. If you step to your left, you get a copy of your Mr. Jones, Roy Jones, and then Dixon Dunbar. Will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Roy Jean Johns, June 12th, 1991.
All right, thank you. You're here on a petition to revoke your probation that was filed September 10th of 2024. It looks like it is a supplemental petition, that there was a different one sent out by summons, but assuming that there are two petitions pending, you will find out the details of the other one at your next hearing. I only have this one that turned into a warrant in September of last year.
Okay.
This one alleges that you violated terms 3, 4, 7, and 15 of your intensive probation. All righty. I'm appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is September 2nd, which is this Tuesday at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Your bond is $2,000. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions, and your paperwork is going to say 72 hours because I didn't notice that you are on intensive probation, but your terms of probation say you have to call within 24 hours of any release from jail. If you don't post bond, you don't have to call.
All right.
If you post bond, you have 24 hours to call them and start complying because you're still on probation even when they're trying to revoke you.
All right.
If you step to your left, she'll give you paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Dunbar? And then Wilfred Burton. Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Dixon William Dunbar IV, June 29th, 1985.
Thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for assault and disorderly conduct. Those are Class 1 domestic violence misdemeanors. There is probable cause for both of those. I'm not appointing a lawyer for you because you do not appear to financially qualify. You have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense or to represent yourself. Your arraignment hearing will be Tuesday, September 2nd at 8:30 in the morning in the El Mirage City Court. The address is on your paperwork. Based on what's been alleged against you, the number of victims, and your prior arrest history, bond is set in your case at $1,000. It is secured. If you bond out, you must comply with all of your written conditions, which of course include you may not go to nor reside at the scene of the alleged crimes. You may not have any contact with the alleged victims. That absolutely includes your children. I have made that clear in the order. And right now, as I noted, I saw that you had a similar arrest, only with an ag assault on a minor alleged in May, that has not to date resulted in charges. That does not mean it's gone. There's a 7-year statute of limitations on felonies. So whatever is happening with that, it can definitely be brought back from the dead if right now it's not already pending further information. So talk to your lawyer about that. Absolutely no contact with the alleged victims. The court is extremely concerned in your case about witness intimidation or retaliation. And I will tell you, Mr. Dunbar, I don't know if DCS is involved. It's probably imminent or should be. And that if it's alleged that children are calling the police to protect their mother, that is something that is going to go into family court proceedings, and it will be used against you, whether you take a conviction in this case or not. It is a very, very bad sign of problems, and it gives the court tremendous pause when that is alleged. Now, could the 12-year-old be lying? Possibly, but it's also alleged that there's video, which is why the court is extremely concerned about witness intimidation or retaliation. Any whiff of that could be felony witness tampering. Any violation of the no victim contact order that is booked as harassment could get you held on felony harassment. And if the court were to read that somebody is alleged to be intimidating or retaliating against a 12-year-old, that will be a high cash bond, regardless. Even if that child is straight up lying, you are not to have contact with him, nor any of the children in the house, nor your spouse while the case is pending, unless you get a further order from your court, which is going to be El Mirage City Court. You have to find another place to stay. If you bond out, you can do a civil standby with El Mirage PD. That is the only way you go there. You call the non-emergency number. You may have done this once before in May. Do a civil standby to collect belongings. You are not allowed to go there on your own. Absolutely no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you could serve with an order of protection, you comply with that as well. All right, everything's going to be on your paperwork. If you step to your left, she's going to give you a copy. Ms. Burton, Mr. Burton, pardon me, Wilfred Burton, and then John Garcia. Will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Wilfred Brian Burton, 5/10/76.
All right, thank you. You're here on one new case and 2 probation holds. In the new case, you got booked in for possessing dangerous and narcotic drugs. Those are Class 4 felonies, drug paraphernalia, which is a Class 6 felony, and driving on a suspended license, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case and in both of your probation cases. In your probation case, you're on probation for 2 Class 6 felonies, and the probation department will be filing petitions to revoke your probation based on this new arrest. So you have to go to probation court also. You'll have a lawyer for that as well. Same court date for everything. Your next court date is this Tuesday, September 2nd at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Then in the new case only, you will have a preliminary hearing, and that'll be September 4th at 8:30. In each of your probation cases, your bond is $500 secured. In the new case, it is $50 secured to make you eligible for credit for time in custody, because in the absence of the probation cases, we may well have released you in that case. So your total bond is $1,050. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions, call your PO within 72 hours of release. If you step to your left, she has a copy of that paperwork for you. Mr. Garcia, John Garcia, and then Manuel Munoz. Will you please go to the chair? Manuel Munoz. All right, hi, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth?
John Manuel Garcia, 4/13/1976.
Thank you. You're here on a warrant in a pending criminal case. No, I'm sorry. This is a pending probation revocation. You are on probation for a Class 4 felony, and back on October 28th of 2024, you failed to appear at a revocation arraignment hearing, and there was a warrant issued for your arrest.
Okay.
Your next court date will be a revocation arraignment hearing, September 2nd at 8:30. You already have a lawyer. I'm affirming the bond that was set for you, which is $500 secured with written conditions. If you bond out, comply with all of those and call your PO within 72 hours.
Thank you.
Step to your left to get paperwork.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Mr. Munoz, and then Marcos Quesada, we go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Manuel Munoz, 10/4/78.
All right, thank you. You are here on a probation violation warrant. You're on probation for a Class 6 felony, and on July 28th of this year, there was a petition to revoke your probation filed. It alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll receive a copy of that from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your court date in probation court is a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing this Tuesday, September 2nd at 8:30 in the morning. The court address is on your paperwork. Your bond is $500. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. She got your paperwork for you. Thank you. Mr. Quesada, and then Jared Schultz. Will you go to the chair, please? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Marcos Quesada Anthony.
November 3rd of 2000?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you're here because there's been a criminal complaint filed against you for an older case. This dates back to April 19th of 2024, so pushing 18 months ago. You are accused of possessing dangerous and narcotic drugs. Those are both Class 4 felonies, and drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I am going to appoint a lawyer for you and give you 2 court dates. The first one is September 10th, a status conference, September 10th at 8:30 in the morning. Preliminary hearing, September 12th at 8:30. That's 2 weeks from now in the downtown Superior Court. And in your case, although looks like a bond was recommended, this is a newly filed case, meaning you have not missed any court dates. It only turned into a warrant because the state didn't have any address information for you, and they believed that you were living on the street. That appears to be true that you're living on the street, but that doesn't mean you won't come to court. So I'm going to give you a chance to prove it, Mr. Quesada. I'm going to release you. If you prove that you won't come, you are absolutely getting a bond next time, okay? I'm giving you a chance fair and square to come because you've never missed a court date. It's the first time you've ever heard that the case was filed. Just don't miss any court dates, and then we don't have any reason to hold you, okay? You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you got to come to court in 2 weeks. Do not lose that paperwork. I'm going to release you to pretrial services. I want you to call and check in with them. They'll help you keep track of your court dates and not miss them. And in your case, you very likely may get what's called a diversion offer, which means if the county attorney wants to offer you drug treatment, you might never take a conviction. But that's up to the county attorney. And if you don't show up for court, you look like a very bad candidate for that. You've got a lot of juvenile history that suggests to me you're not likely to come. But I'm going to give you a chance, Mr. Quesada. Prove it, or you will or you won't come to court. But nobody else is going to do it a second time. All right? So if you don't like jail, you must come to court. Okay? All right. Keep all your paperwork, sir. Good luck. All right, and then Mr. Schultz, Jared Schultz. After that, Jesse Garcia, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir, can I have your full name and date of birth?
Jared Schultz, April 7, 2003.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for possessing dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony, and theft by possession of a stolen weapon, which is a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be a status conference September 10th, which is 2 weeks from now, 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing September 12th at 8:30. The address for the court is on your paperwork. It's in downtown Phoenix. I'm going to release you to pretrial services supervision as well. Right now, you are not accused of doing anything particularly nefarious with the gun, just possessing it, and it was stolen. So, go to court. You are not without criminal history. It looks like you've got a warrant out of Globe. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I've got some.
Glad I didn't read that first. So that sort of tends to suggest you don't like to go to court, Mr. Schultz. I'm going to release you to pretrial services. Hopefully this whole experience has impressed upon you the idea that you need to go to court in a felony case. We are going to give you a bond next time if you don't come, particularly in a gun case. So go to court, comply with pretrial services. You may well qualify for a diversion offer. I don't think you have any priors. No felony ones.
Yeah.
This is not misdemeanor court. You will get zero sympathy from missing court. Hopefully you have figured that one out. It's not a doctor's appointment. Show up or don't. If you don't, and you're using drugs, which it looks like you are, we'll see you again pretty soon, and then we'll just hold you. So everything's on your paperwork. Step to your left, check your copies.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir. Mr. Garcia, and then Gabriela Olguin, will you go to the chair?
Good morning.
Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Jesse Alexander Garcia, and January 18, 2000.
Okay, thanks. And Mr. Garcia, just for my own knowledge, are you dressed out because they didn't like your clothes, or do you have another case?
No, I got arrested at the gym, and I had a cutout thingy.
I see. Okay. That's what I figured. Because if you were stuck in on something else, I needed to know that. But I was figuring it was probably steel-toed boots or gym clothes or something. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You're here on 2 warrants from Goodyear City Court. Looks like you're on probation in that court for misdemeanor DUI, extreme DUI, and DV assault. And you apparently have fallen behind in things. So they issued warrants for your arrest. I'm going to give you a court date of September 10th, which is 2 weeks from now at 1 in the afternoon. As near as I could triangulate, don't tell me if I'm wrong, this is the first post-conviction warrant in your cases. So I'm going to release you on your own recognizance to go and talk to them. If you have a bad address with them, you fix it when you get to Goodyear. If you just ignored their angry letters, now you know what happens.
Thank you.
So if you get released from the jail and you do not go, you're getting a bond next time.
Yes,
go talk to them. You owe them money. You might owe them classes. You might owe them alcohol testing. I don't even know. Go talk to them. If you fail to appear, that's a reason to give you a bond, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so take your paperwork, step to your left.
Thank
Good luck,
you.
sir.
Thank you, Jesus.
Ms. Olguin, Gabriela Olguin. Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Gabriela Montoya Holguin, October 8th, 1994.
Okay, thanks. You're hearing a new case. This is going to be out of Peoria City Court. You were booked in for unlawful imprisonment alleged as a Class 1 misdemeanor because it can be alleged as a felony, but the police today have booked you into City Court and alleged it as a misdemeanor. Also, disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and assault as a Class 2 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those. I'm not appointing a lawyer for you, though, because right now, I'm going to release you. And in the city court cases, they have asked that this court not appoint a lawyer at this hearing if the state is requesting jail time or if the Peoria court determines that you need a lawyer and you financially qualify, they will give you one out of their court. They just don't want us to do it unless we're holding you on a bond. I'm not planning to hold you on a bond. So it's not that I don't find that you could qualify for court-appointed counsel. It appears that you probably could, but those cities do not want to pay for court-appointed counsel unless the state is asking for jail time in a nutshell, or there is some other reason that presents itself. So what you have is the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense, or you just need to go and represent yourself. So your next court date is going to be an arraignment hearing September 11th at 9 in the morning in the Peoria City Court. The address is on your paperwork. You don't appear to have any prior criminal history, and so the allegations are of some concern, but I do see that the police state that the alleged victim was taken to urgent psychiatric care and is hopefully not there at this moment. And as I said, you do not have any prior criminal history, which is very likely part of why they did not book you for a felony, because the unlawful imprisonment is one that can be alleged either way. So I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You still may not have any contact with this alleged victim. You can't live where he lives, and I don't know where he's living, so I put in a provision that says you just can't live where he lives. If you do, then you can do a civil standby to collect belongings and you have to stay somewhere else. But if he's not living where you may have lived together in the past, you're okay to be there as long as he doesn't live there. Hopefully that makes sense. But if he gets out of urgent care and comes straight back there and says, this is where I live, you could get arrested for violating the court order. So be careful with that. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you get served with an order of protection, comply with that as well. Any questions about any of that? I know that was a lot. Yeah. I'm releasing you. Don't contact him. Do not miss your court dates. And don't live where he lives. So it could get weird. Like, I don't know everybody's home situation. So if and when he gets out of urgent psychiatric care, there's going to be some dispute about who gets to live there. You should find somewhere else to go, because you're the one who could get arrested for being there, not him. So everything's on your paperwork, though. Just take that to court. If you can get yourself a lawyer, bring them with you. If you can't afford one, just go and represent yourself, and you can talk to the Peoria judge about whether they might be willing to appoint a lawyer for you. I cannot anymore. Okay. All right, if you step to your left, you get your paperwork. Okay, so officer, I have Rudy Ramirez, Angelica Molina, and Ralph Reyes as house calls today. Are they not physically present in court because they've been isolated from general population as a potential risk to themselves or others?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I do have an affirmative answer from the sheriff's office on that. So I'm going to go conduct the initial appearances in-house for each of those defendants immediately after this recording. I will let Mr. Rudy Ramirez, born 1/14/05, know that he's here on a bench warrant for failing to appear in a case in which he's been charged with narcotic drug possession of Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia possession of Class 6 felony, and criminal trespassing as a Class 2 misdemeanor. He already has a lawyer in this case. We're going to schedule a post-warrant status conference for him September 2nd at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. And bond, I'm inclined to do bond in his case at $500 secured with written conditions I'll go over with him. Angelica Lorraine Molina, born 2/2/85, is here in a new case. She was arrested for 2 allegations of aggravated assault on a first responder, which the court finds probable cause for as Class 4 felonies. 1 allegation of criminal damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor. 1 allegation of resisting arrest passively as a Class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer for her. Her next court date will be a status conference, September 2nd at 8:30, the preliminary hearing, September 4th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. And I'm currently inclined to set bail in the amount of $10,000 secured. I believe the state may have asked for $15,000. I believe $10,000 secured plus ankle monitoring will hopefully be enough because I am planning also to order her not to reside in that apartment complex while the case is pending. She can do a civil standby to collect belongings, but she's not to go there or live there while the case is pending without another court order. No contact with any alleged victim or complaining witness. No weapons, drugs, no alcohol. All right, Ralph Reyes is here on a new case and a probation hold. In the new case, he was arrested for criminal trespass of a critical public service facility. That's a Class 5 felony, and there is probable cause for it. I am appointing a lawyer for him, giving him a court date of September 2nd for a status conference, 8:30 in the morning, preliminary hearing, September 4th at 8:30. Those will be in the downtown Superior Court, and he's also on probation for criminal trespass of a critical public service facility, which according to police is the identical one he was trespassed at today. So I am appointing a lawyer for him in probation court as well, and giving him court date of September 2nd, 8:30 in the morning, in the downtown probation court for revocation or even a possible disposition hearing. The court is currently inclined to set bail in the amount of $2,500 per case for $5,000 total with written conditions I'll go over with him, which includes not going there, no contact with any complaining witnesses, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and calling his PO within 72 hours. If anything changes when I conduct these initial appearances in-house, my final order in the case will reflect the court's ultimate decision. The court will not be updating this recording following those initial appearances. The final order in the docket will contain the court's decision. Alrighty, then with that, we are going to stand in recess until 2 p.m. this afternoon.